Hi, I'm Elizabeth Ailey. I am a classical or traditional Feng Shui consultant, and today I'm going to be going over the top things to do after a breakup or divorce. So these are things that you can do to, really kind of clear out the old energy of the relationship that is no longer a part of your life, and then also to kind of reestablish this new chapter that you're going into now. One of the number one things I'd recommend, especially if this was a divorce or a marriage partner, is to get rid of the bed. So the marriage bed is very symbolic. There's also a lot of things that happen in a bed, a marriage bed in particular, and there's a lot of intermingling of energy. Even just sleeping next to each other for hopefully 8 hours a day, for years, that is really going to get that energy kind of saturated into the mattress, so to speak. So I would highly recommend that the mattress be one of the first things that you release if you are able to. And I get mattresses are expensive, you're just like, I just got through a divorce. Like, I don't have any money for an expensive, beautiful organic mattress. I'd love to have one, but I can't do it. Well, in that case, what I'd recommend is to symbolically replace the bed. So that does mean, new mattress pad, new duvet cover, new pillows, new sheets. Those are things I'd recommend as well. Just a really clean slate. Pick a different color scheme, make it something a little bit different. Get rid of the headboard if you can. So anything that you can do to really symbolize to the universe that, I am moving on to a new chapter in my life, and I'm releasing that which does not serve me anymore. So that's the number one thing, is the bed. The number two thing is I want you to take a look at the southwest section of your home. And this in the Bagua, so this is again classical Feng Shui. The ancient masters used cardinal direction, right? So they're actually using celestial information, and they are using degrees to get this information. So in the southwest is the love and relationship, and is also the marriage zone. And if you identify as a woman, it's the woman of the household, right? So really important places for you to look at. Just a side note, if you identify as a man, your zone is the northwest, just personally, but you will look at the southwest for relationship, love, and marriage regardless. So take a look at the southwest. Get out your journal. What's going on there in your home? There can be some startling things that you see, like, is it a nasty, gross garage with junk stuff in it? Like, it's probably time to clear that out. And to really sit with those, how the situation got there, and to sit with the stuff, and to really journal and think about what's going on there. Is it like a really messy desk? And you can't see my desk right now, but I have a little bit of a messy desk. So, even us like Feng Shui professionals, we're not perfect either. Like, it's not about judgment. It's about taking a look at, the patterns that are showing up in your life. Other thing that I want you to do is to, in your home in general, take a look at the southwest corners. So just in your entire space, if we're talking about like an apartment or a home, look at the different southwest regions of your home. Take the northeast, for example. If you go into that southwest corner, did you just recently, clear out that space, for example, and you learned something shocking or surprising in your relationship that you just had no idea was going on? If that's something that happened to you recently, that's one way that it can manifest. So, really looking at these different areas of your home is helpful, because sometimes you see like repeated patterns, right? Like, there's always a lone figure, like a solitary figure in that location. Well, that's really symbolic, right? In the southwest, we always want to put two things together. That is the number for the Southwest. So, you know, happy relationship, marriage, two things. So, you know, after you've cleaned out that area, after you've done some processing, think about what you want to put in that area. Also, is the Southwest section of your home missing? And that happens, you know, like there's just a section of your home. You're like, oh my gosh, it's not even there, you know, and now you're like, well, great. It's good to know that now, you know, now that relationship is ended. You can go ahead and pull that in with, you know, using mirrors and using lights. And I'll do another video going into missing sections. But really taking a look at this space and doing a deep dive, I think is really valuable. The next thing I want you to do, and this is a hard one for a lot of people, is to release things from the relationship that you acquired that again are no longer serving you. So if you're married, for example, that could be a wedding ring. And usually those are very expensive. And I think for some people that I could see how that could be difficult to let go of that. Maybe other people are like, no, I'm like ready, you know, like I'm really ready to release. You know, go ahead and sell that, release it. Let go of your wedding gown. You got a stereo one year from them, and maybe it's something you enjoy, but maybe it's time that you maybe sold that and got something different. Really take a look at the things that you have in your home and how they make you feel. And if you start noticing something completely random, maybe it's like a peanut butter jar, but it starts reminding you of an argument that you had or something in the relationship that happened, I think that it's okay. I think it's probably really positive to let that thing go, to release it, you know, to recycle it, to give it to somebody else. And you're signaling to the universe and to yourself symbolically as well that you are moving on, you are going to the next step, and those are powerful ways to do that. The last thing that I will say, and I just recommend this for everybody, is to do a space clearing. A lot of people smudge, so that's using like sage, which is totally fine. You can use that, or Palo Santo. I really recommend using something that's native to where you are in the world. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I can use garden sage from my garden. I like to use lavender, which is a really nice one. A lot of evergreen plants can be used for smoke clearing. So like cedar, for example, maybe you have like your Christmas tree or something still left over, you could go ahead and use that. You could burn some of that. Hopefully not the whole thing, but doing kind of a cleanse in that way. And if you don't want to do smoke, you're unable to, I also really recommend, one of the things I use a lot is sound. So, you know, audible frequency, fancy way of saying sound. So like tuning forks can be really amazing. I have been experimenting with that recently, and you know, having certain frequencies on tuning forks can really blast out some sticky negative energy that is just really amazing. But singing bowls, or honestly your singing voice even, your intention of saying anything that doesn't belong here, anything that doesn't, you know, belong to me, with love be gone, you know, to repeat that, you know, to clear it out. Another thing that practitioners like me like to use is like a selenite wand. I mean, look how beautiful it is and it glows, to really blast out any negative energy. So you would just do it in a infinity symbol, right? And that is just over and over. And that really clears out sticky energy, particularly in like corners, for example. So that's a really good tip on that. But lots of different ways to do a space clearing. Just go with what feels right for you. And also I recommend, you know, sitting down with a journal and really writing about, you know, what you're intending, like what is it you would like this next chapter in your life? Because there is, you know, energy is information that moves, and there is power in placement. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. I do personal home readings. That is called Flying Star. It's a remote reading that I do on your space, and we take a really deep dive into the energy into your home. So if that's something that you could find value with, please visit and get in touch. So thank you so much and good luck on this next part of your journey.